Jets have been getting a lot of hype lately because of the draft and free agent moves that we've made, but in this one, I'm going to tell you all why the Jets will finish with a top 10 run game in the NFL next season. And that may sound a little bit crazy to some of you, considering we finished 25th last year in total rushing yards per game, but there are a few reasons that lead me to believe that I think the Jets' run game will be dynamic and explosive next season to where we'll be one of the most feared in the entire league. First off, if you look at the last 3 games of last season, the Jets finished third in rushing yards per game. On average, it was around 147. That's really damn good considering that Mekhi Becton was not playing, that Dan Feeney was playing, and that Braxton Berrios was our number 1 wide receiver at that point. So you'd think that teams would be stacking the box, but they still could not stop us, right? And we've made additions on the offensive line since then. Laken Tomlinson, Pro Bowl caliber guard, he's going to be there at left guard now. Our line is going to be so much better because of that. Mekhi Becton will be coming back. What did he bring to the table his rookie season? He brought nastiness in the run game. He has that size to where he can literally just push grown men on the field like they're just kids. And then George Fant, while he's not the best at run blocking, he definitely knows it. He's seen his film from last season. He knows he needs to improve on it. It's a year or 2 in the system. The coaches are going to try and maximize his abilities in the run game. So based off of that, the offensive line should play a lot better. And I didn't even mention Elijah Vera-Tucker and Connor McGovern, who are both definitely serviceable and can do well in the run game. So our offensive line, it's definitely suited to have success and allow these running backs to burst through the open holes that they're going to create. The West Coast system that we run also leads me to believe that our run game will be top 10 too, because the main philosophy is that it's run first. You're going to be running the ball first, and you're going to throw when you can set up the play action pass, because that's when the wide receivers are left mainly on man-on-man coverage because more players are being brought down into the box to stop the run. So then that allows for one-on-one coverage, more deep plays, potential for explosives, because it's one-on-one coverage with not that much safety help, and that's exactly what these West Coast systems try to achieve. And even at that, I think that Zach Wilson is the perfect quarterback for this because he has the arm strength to definitely hurt a team downfield. We know it. We've seen in college. We've seen flashes of it at the NFL level, right? And this is year 2. The expectation around the league is that he'll be a lot better considering the offensive line is much improved with Laken Tomlinson and Mekhi Becton going to be coming back. And then the wide receiver position, we now have Garrett frickin' Wilson. So it's going to be Garrett Wilson, Corey Davis, Elijah Moore. It's a pretty good 3, and if one of those guys gets hurt, Braxton Berrios is serviceable. Surprisingly, he has developed into a very fine wide receiver. So even at that, the weapons are adequate to where teams, if they want to play one-on-one coverage, these guys will get open. At least I'm praying that they do. I'm positive though that they will get open. And Zach Wilson, he can throw in one-on-one coverage. It's not like he's struggled to do that in his career or in college. No, he can definitely do that. I also think that an underrated aspect of the run game when it comes to football is the tight ends. Last year, the Jets did not have any tight ends who could block. Ryan Griffin, he was not good. Daniel Brown was traded. Kenny Yeboah wasn't really used that much. We didn't have anyone. But this year, we drafted Jeremy Ruckert, who was known for being one of the best blocking tight ends in the draft. It's what he excels at. And then we're adding CJ Uzama, a bigger bodied tight end who, while he's better in the receiving game, he can still block. He's adequate at it. And then Tyler Conklin, a player who's played in the similar type of West Coast system back in Minnesota. He's definitely capable of doing that and blocking the edge defender when he's coming around or just helping out the tackle. So our tight end personnel will definitely help the run game get going. And it's going to help out Breece Hall, the newest addition to the running back room. Michael Carter was already good. I thought he was already good, but we're adding Breece Hall, a powerful runner, a bigger bodied running back who will be harder to take down. Sort of like a Javonte Williams in some aspects, but he's really going to let this running game just completely take over, in my opinion. Let's say worst case scenario, he gets hurt or Michael Carter gets hurt. Well, we still have one or the other. We're either going to have Michael Carter or we're either going to have Breece Hall, and both of those guys are capable running backs for sure, even though they might have different styles. They both are fierce runners. They both are hard to bring down and tackle. So it's one of the better 1-2 punches, at least for the younger guys considered. I mean, it's not Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb per se, but it has the potential to be. This run game has massive potential with the running backs, and even at that, Tevin Coleman, he could step in. He averaged 4.2 yards per carry last season. Austin Walter, a guy none of us really knew about, came in, averaged 3.9 yards per carry. It's not terrible. And the personnel is a lot better with the offensive line. and with the tight end room. So you expect the run game to really increase and improve as a unit, and Mike LaFleur, it's year 2 in his offensive system. He has all the film to look back on and correct these mistakes and really teach the players what he exactly wants and maximize what they need to work on. Like I said, George Fant needs to work on run blocking a little bit, but I think he definitely wants to. It's a contract year for him. He's going to play his best football this season. At least that's the major expectation. So these are all the reasons why I think the Jets will finish with a top 10 run game in the NFL. Even when you look at these teams with star running backs, the Saints, they lost a lot on their offensive line. I think they're not going to be as good of a running team as maybe some people expect them to be. So I have the Jets finishing as a top 10 run offense, and that's really encouraging, man. It's so encouraging because we could not run the football back under the Todd Bowles era. It just didn't really work out except for the few streaky games that we had with Isaiah Crowell and all those guys, which is weird, but this Jets team has serious talent now. Their main philosophy is building through the trenches. The offensive line, it's pretty much built up at this point, minus potentially center. So I'm excited to see it. And yeah, let me know what you all think about this take. I'd love to hear all and anything, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.